Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing? This is Line. It's been a while, and this is Artists for Eritrea, as we all know. As everybody knows, also we are gearing up for our September 1st, which is Bati Miskaram. You know, we're gonna talk about our history and what we have overcome since the beginning. And with all that said, we do have a very special guest with us. He's actually not a guest. He's an author, and he's also a member of Artists for Eritrea as well. And he's got something incredible that he's going to be sharing with us. I can't say it, but I'm going to have him, spill the beans. It's amazing. But also we have TT, and take it away. Let's see what's going on. TT.
Hi, Lina.
Hey.
معلتي مجمار بروتاو قالتي تقالوا حزبي إرترايو نحنا عبدقن عبوشت نركب إرتراين سنة أوين مس Artists for Eritrea خوينا حدا بحث مسكرم مبل 59 باستفالة درفتاتن عبيت هيسترن كون موسيقى تنجرنا كان بقولو تقربنا لنا مالتيو بز أقات أمزخا حدا أبي صحافي أماني بإيدا مريم common member ናይ Artists for Eritrea ዝኾነ ንእሽተይ ዕላል ክህልወና እዩ ማለት እዩ ስለዚ ንመደብ ንክትከታተሉ ብኸመይ የድሊ ካብዚ ቀፂለ ብመጀመርያ ዕድሜና ኣኽቢርካ ብምምፃእኻ የቐኒልና ኣማኒኤል ብኢደ ማርያም መን እዩ ኣፀር ኣቢልካ ድሕሪ ባይትኻ ዶ ክትገልፀልና ምኽኣልካ
መጀመርያ ንቲቲ ላይነ ንኩሎም Artists for Eritrea family ብዙሕ መስግን ነዚ ዕድል መሃብኩም نعايا أبزمتي مس لمصحفي كلاليو أنا ون خلالي عدل مهابكم أنا أمانيل بيدا مريم ببهار تغمات واشنطن دي سي برجينيا إيز نبر أبزي ننوح جزيت سانيحة كاب إرترا أب أسمرات وليدة عبي أب سمانيتات نسدت تسديدة أمريكا متى مالتيو نجران رابيدز ميشيغان حدا خبطو مجمرة تسدو نجران رابيدز أنا ينيرة أبو جران رابيدز كوميونيتي كوليج دارك عندنا أكوينس كوليج دبهال بزنس أدمنستريشن أصنعي كل جزيجن إرترا كم حقوقي تفلي أتفلتني ناي قاستي إرترا دحري نتعنت كما يجركا إرترا شمال على مفلا بدحريو أبزناي جزء ما خته ناي ويان ورا الماتي articles دا صحافنا استفعل عليه سرحنا دا سرح كل نوح جزء كسرها ثانية عجها حنت مصحف صحيفة الله وأقدر أسيل ده حسبه مصحف صحيفة الله ونسخان تايو the history of the United States of America and Eritrea كاب فرانكلين ديلانو روزفلت سجاب دونالد ترامب حركات كما يديروا دونالد ترامب خمس غير نتي ناي أمريكا تاريخ أبي إرترا زبل صحف صحيفة له نزع عدل مهابكم أزي مسجن السيتي دهر بايت هذا لناتي أمتاتا.
That's amazing, Emmanuel. I've known you for a long time, and we spoke a little while ago, about a week ago. We were just, you were just giving me little tips of what's going on, what is it about. But I wanted to know what are you? What's your purpose? What's your purpose for this content? Is it to gain education for our youth? Is that more driven for that, or is it more for the entire masses, like people that are outside Eritrea, to know more about Eritrea?
I think it serves both purposes. It serves the international community to know what really happened in Eritrea, what the U.S. involvement in Eritrea looks like. mostly, when you come to the United States or anywhere in the world, they ask you where you're from. People will say, you tell them you're from Eritrea, and the next question is, where is Eritrea? They don't know anything about it. Or, and sometimes when you tell them you're from Eritrea, they try to associate you with other countries. And that, some people don't know a lot about the history. A lot of Eritreans don't know about the history of Eritrea, because most of the history that's written out there has been documented by foreigners, by the colonizers themselves. So it is misinformation. It is, an agenda-driven publications everywhere. And so I wanted to correct the narratives as much as I can to play a role. So the young generation that's upcoming to have full knowledge about their history, their background, when they go on their daily lives, I want them to be confident to say, this is what it is, without any ambiguity, because the history of Eritrea is very well documented. But unfortunately, it has never been expressed to the public. It's never been seen. And over the years, when I have written all these articles, I've been compiling this information, and I just wanted to share it. And this is part of a project, a 3-4 level project. It's a book about the Eritrean communities abroad, everywhere, and the journey that they've traveled. And one of the beginning of that journey, one of the reasons for that journey is the U.S. involvement in Eritrea. And that is the first chapter, that's the first book, and that's the reason why the history of the United States in Eritrea is key. It needed to be expressed, and I expressed it with pictures and the historic documents and everything else that you can think of.
Thank you. That pretty much sums it up, because what you just said really clears a lot of, things that's been, especially with our own youth, because they don't know how to answer those questions, because books has been written by foreigners about our own. Now we're able to write our own stories, and it's a blessing, and I appreciate that. And you got any more questions, Titi? I know I'm gonna have some more coming.
Okay, Amanuel, ብጣዕሚ ጽቡቕ ዝኾነ ድሕረ ባይታ ኢኻ ክትነግረና ፀኒሕካ ኩሉ እቲ ሂስትሪ እውን ብጣዕሚ ጽቡቕ ሶ ሓንቲ ካብተን ፅሒፍክያን ዘለኻ መፅሓፍ ብዛዕባ ሂስትሪ ኦፍ ኣሜሪካ ኣብ ኤርትራ ትብላ ሶ ንዓኻ ዘበገሰካ ነገር ነዛ መፅሓፍ እዚኣ ንኽፅሕፍ እንታይ እዩ ነይሩ እቲ ቀንዲ ዕላምኡ ኸ እንታይ እዩ
እቲ ቀንዲ ዕላምኡ ታሪክ ህዝቢ ኤርትራ ምግላፅ እዩ ኣብ ስዳድ ዘሎ እቲ ዘሕለፎ ሽግራት እቲ መኸተ እቲ ፀጋታቱ እቲ ዘበርክቶ ኣበርክቶታት ንሱ እዩ ነይሩ ብኸምኡ እዩ ተበጊሱ ክፀሓፍ ከሎ ግን እቲ ታሪክ ካብ መጀመርያ ክፀሓፍ ስለ ዘለዎ ነቲ ታሪክ ካብቲ ኣመፃፅኣ ናይ ኣሜሪካ ኣበጊሰ ካብ 1942 ኣትሒዙ ማለት እዩ ኣሜሪካን ኤርትራ ካብ ደኣቱ ካብኡ ኣበጊሰ ስጋብ እዛ ልምዓት በፂሕና ዘለና ማለት ባሕቲ መስከረም ቃልሲ ኤርትራ ዝተጀመረሉ ብድሕሪኡ ከዓ እንታይ ከም ድመስል ዝነበረ ናይ ኣሜሪካ ግዜ ስጋብ 74 ካብ መንግስቱ ሃይለማርያም መፅኡ ካብ ኤርትራ ስጋብ ዝወፁ ብድሕሪኡ ከዓ እቲ ናይ ክሊንተን ኣድሚኒስትሬሽን መፅኡ እንታይ ዓይነት ቀፃሊ ስራሓት ከም ዝገበረ ንሱ ከዓ እንታይ እንተታት ከም ዝነበሮ ኣብ ታሪክ ኤርትራ ኣብ ሂወት ህዝቢ ኤርትራ ኣብቲ መዓልታዊ ናብራና ኣብ ኩሉ ናትና ኩነታት እንታይ ዓይነት ኣበርክቶ ከም ዝገበረ ትገልፅ እያ እቲ ብውሽጢ ሕጂ እቲ ታሪክ ናይ ኤርትራ ምስ ዝተተሓሓዘ ስለ ዝኾነ ንዕኡ ብደንቢ ገይረ ይገልፆ እቲ ናቶም ኣብ ኣሜሪካ ኣብ ኤርትራ ከለዉ ዝገብርዎ ዝነበሩ እንታይ ዓይነት ስራሕ ዝሰርሑ ከም ዝነበሩ ንምንታይ ከምኡ ከም ዝነበረ ይግለፅ ቃኒዮ ስቴሽን ቤዝ ነይርዎም ኣብ ኤርትራ ኣሜሪካ ኣብ ኣስመራ ማለት እዩ ኣብቲ ዝዓበናሉ ከተማ ንሱ ብዙሕ ኣበርክቶ ነይርዎ እዩ ናብቲ ማሕበረ ሰብ ኤርትራ ብሙዚቃ ብኣርት ብኩሉ ምክንያቱ ኣብኡ ስለዝነበሩ ሙዚቃናቶም ፃወቱ ናቶም ሙቪ ሰሪኡ ስለዝነበሩ ምስቲ ካልእ ዝነበረ ወፃኢ ዝነበር ኣብ ኤርትራ ተሓዊሱ ብዙሕ ፅልዋ ገይሩ ናብቲ ናብራ ነባብራ ናይ ኤርትራውያን ስለዚ ንሱ ከዓ ብከፊሉ ንዕኡ ከማን ኣልዒለየ ኣለኹ ሓደ ካብቲ ናቶም ኣስተዋፅኦ ስለዝኾነ ስለዚ ብዙሕ ዝጣምር ዓብይ ኣርእስቲ ዝሓዘለ መፅሓፍ እዩ እዚ ከዓ ንሕና ጥራይና ክንፅሕፎ ንኽእል ቅድሚ ሕጂ ዝፀሓፍ ዝነበረ ብወፃእተኛታት እዩ ዝፀሓፍ ነይሩ ካብ ሕጂ ንኒኦ ግን ንደቅና እቲ ልክዕ ታሪክ ክንህቦም እቲ ንሕና ንፈልጦ በቲ ከምቲ ንዓና ዝርዳእና በቲ ልክዕ ታሪክ ጌርና ነቐብለሉ ግዜ ስለ ዝበፅሐ ካብ ሕጂ ኣብ መኸተ ኢና ነርና ሕጂ ግን ነቲ ልክዕ ታሪክ ነብፅሓሉ ግዜ መፂኡ ኣሎ ማለት እዩ ካልእ ሓደ ዓብይ ብልጫ ዘሎ ኣብዚ ግዜ እዚ ኩሉ እቲ ናይ ቅድም ታሪክ under the Freedom of Information Act ዝብሎ ኣሜሪካ እቲ ዶክመንትስ እቲ ህቡእ ዶክመንትስ እቲ ሲክሬት ዶክመንትስ ዝበሃል ዝነበረ ኩሉ ወፂኡ ስለዝኾነ ብኡ ተወኪስካ ትፅሕፎ ፅሑፍ ኣብ ልክዕ ዝበፅሐ ድሓዘ ስለዝኾነ ከምዚ ዘማትእ ዘይኮነ ኣርእስትታት ኣተሓሳስባ ስለዝኾነ ኣዝዩ ኣገዳሲ ካልኦት ፅሒፎሞ ይኾኑ እዮም ግን ሙሉእ ስእሊ ደሃቦ መፅሓፍ ጀካዚ ኣይረኣኹን ንኤርትራዊ ዝትንክፍ ማለት እዩ ናይ ኣሜሪካ ታሪክ ስለዚ ኣዝዩ ኣገዳሲ ፅሑፍ እዩ ናተይ ኢለ ዘይኮንኩሲ ናይ ግድን ክግበር ዘለዎ ብጣዕሚ ተሓጒሰ ዘለኹ በቲ ውፅኢቱ
ኦኬ ብጣዕሚ ፅቡቅ ኣማንኤል ሓንቲ ካብተን መፅሓፍቲ ፅሒፍከን ዘለካ ሂስትሪ ኦፍ ኣሜሪካ ኣብ ኤርትራ እያ ትብል በዚ ኣጋጣሚ እንኳዕ ሓጎሰካ እንኳዕ ኣብዚ ኣብቅዓካ ነዚ ኣመልኪትካ እቲ መፅሓፍካ እንታይ ነፀብራቕ እዩ ዘሎ ምዝናይሎም መዓልቲ ንገብሮ ዘለና ሓደ መስከረም ምዚ ባሕቲ መስከረም ምትእስሳራቱ እንታይ እዩ ዝመስል ኣሕፅር ኣቢልካ ክትገልፅ
ምትእስሳራቱ ነቲ ባሕቲ መስከረም እዚ መፅሓፍ እንታይ እዩ ሓደ ምክንያት እቲ ዝዓበየ ምክንያት ናይ ቃልሲ ኤርትራ ምልዓሉ እቲ መግዛእቲ እዩ ሕጂ እቲ መግዛእቲ ካብ 1942 ድሕሪቲ ናይ ካልኣይ ውግእ ዓለም ማለት እዩ ኣሜሪካ ንኤርትራ ምሳተው ብድሕሪኡ ናይ ፌደሬሽን መፅዩ ድሕሪ እቲ ፌደሬሽን እቲ ፅቕጠት ብግዛእቲ ኢትዮጵያ ዝመፀ እዩ ናብ ቃልሲ ደፊእዎን ህዝቢ ኤርትራ እቲ ቃልሲ ከዓ ምስቲ ኣኔክሴሽን ወይ ከዓ ነቲ ንኤርትራ ብሓይሊ ምግባእ ሃይለ ስላሴ ዝወስዶ ዝነበረ ስራሓት ብኡ ተታሒዙ እቲ ኣኔክሴሽን ናይ ኤርትራ ምግባጥ ናይ ኤርትራ 1962 እዩ መፅዩ እቲ ቃልሲ ኤርትራ ድማ 1961 እዩ ተጀሚሩ ሕጂ ምስኡ ዝተሓሓዝ እዩ መበገሲኡ ናይ ቃልሲ ኤርትራ ንሱ ስለዝኾነ ኣገዳሲ ታሪክ እዩ ኢለ ይኣምን
ኦኬ ብጣዕሚ ፅቡቅ ስለዚ ሕቶ ናብ ላይ ንክንሰግር ኢና
All right, I guess it's back to me right now. I've been waiting to say my little piece. Amaniel, your timing is impeccable. How this amazing story, history of our struggle, of our existence, where we were, where we've been, what we have been through, just to say a few, and for you to really come up with a content, and I'm honored, I'm happy. I mean, everybody, all Eritreans all over the world are going to be ecstatic just to have a piece of documentation for them to read about their history, what they went through, the pain and the struggle, everything, all the politics. It's just Eritrea went through, so much, and the timing is amazing. September 1st, that's when things really, took a turn for our movements, for everlasting peace, and it didn't stop there. Now here we are, and I'm happy and I'm honored. And can you share with us, with everybody, and just a few things, just in a few words. I know it's going to be, it's kind of tough for you to say it in a few words, but how did it all come together? Just for it to, how long did it take you to put this together?
I've been writing for a long time. And so I've been putting a lot of materials, together for a long time, researching. So now we're just, now that we have an opportunity to write our own history, especially after the peace with Ethiopia, now that we can focus on development, now that we can focus on issues that are relevant to our lives and issues that we set aside because what we faced was existential. And so we have to put it together and convey it to people, to the American people, to the youth, and to everybody else. The history of Eritrea from its inception, especially from the beginning of the struggle, 1961, is special. It's very unique. It's very different. To think about it, from one individual, one rifle, to develop into a full-fledged army and a nation that is internationally accepted, recognized country by force, by will, by resilience, by sheer gut, unseen anywhere in the world. And so it is a very, very amazing history. History that we have not capitalized on, history that must be told, history that everybody must know. And, this is not only Eritreans, but everybody around the world needs to know the history of of Eritrea. And, the role that the United States played in it from before the struggle in 1942 all the way up until now, and how it's impacting, our lives. And we are still marching on. We are still gaining strength every day that goes on. And that is an expression of the Eritrean determination, will, gut, grit, and everything else you can think of. And so, there's no way to describe it. It's just from that one individual, the Shida shoes, one rifle, into a nation. That's just like, an expression that there is nothing that is like that in the world. So we need to be able to tell this story. Our young need to tell that story. They need to take different versions of it and express that to the world. There are so many different angles of stories that we can tell. We talk about the Italian history, the American history, the Ethiopian history. We can go back, further than that. Our history is rich. Our culture is rich, in so many different ways. Our music is rich, and that's the reason why I got involved with the Artists for Eritrea. And so we have a lot of different things that we want to express, and we are just getting started. The work that was done by our